Today I'm here to give my predictions and speculations for The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 15, titled Us. But let me say this prediction speculation video will not be that good. I'm going to try my best to break down this promo the best way I can, the best way in my knowledge. But if I can't, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. As you can tell, I have on my trusted headphone sets today, so you will not hear no audio playing through the speakers on my laptop. They're actually going to be playing through my headphone set. So let's get started. And I will put the promo in the description. Well, we'll put a link for the promo in the description down below if you want to check it out. So let's get started. Now, with the opening scene of the promo, you see Daryl and you see the bandits walking on the railroad track, and we pretty much knew where they was going after Daryl meets Joe and he punches Joe in the face and he busts Joe's nose. And Joe has some audio commentary in his promo. He says, "When men like us follow the rules, the world becomes ours." And then Daryl says, "There is no rules no more." So pretty much telling you that both of these guys have different ideologies. As you can tell, Joe's on the bad side, and you can tell that Daryl is more of a good guy compared to Joe. So let me talk about the promo right quick and go a little in depth with it. In one of the scenes of the promo, you see the bandits and you see Daryl bust into an empty warehouse. Now in that empty warehouse, you see a car in that warehouse. Now that could be the same car that Beth was in when she got kidnapped. Maybe Daryl might be onto some signs to where Beth is at, because there is a car in that empty warehouse. Also, the car that we seen, the car is very dirty. Even in the warehouse, the car looked dirty. So I'm thinking whoever did that. And I'm sticking with my speculations. I'm definitely saying it's a character named Garrett that haven't been introduced. I think Garrett saw all that dust in the car, so he took his finger and he decided to probably smudge to smudge a cross sign in the front of the window, because it is a lot of dust on that car. If you can't tell, back to the previous episodes, you did see a cross sign in the front window of the car that Beth is in when she got kidnapped. And we see that same car, or possibly that same car, in that warehouse where Joe and Daryl is at. Also, back to the warehouse scene, you see Joe punch one of his guys in the face. Now, a lot of people been thinking, well, maybe it's Daryl that he hit, because Daryl, like I say, they both have different ideologies. Daryl is not the type of person that will follow their rules because he don't agree with what they do, what they do, because they're crooks. Like I say, they're bandits, they plunderers, they all of that. And Daryl is nothing like that. He used to be something similar, but he changed. And like I say, in that warehouse, Joe punches somebody in the face. Now, it could be Daryl, but I don't think it's Daryl. I think it's one of their group members, because you also got to remember the bandits are pretty raw when when it comes to their group members. Because remember, in episode 11, they actually hurt one of their own group members downstairs when Rick was hiding under the bed, because Rick could hear everything they were saying. They literally hurt him because he was lying about stuff, saying that he was a traitor and how he kept everything to himself and he ain't let them know about it. Also, you seen one of the guys in that group choke out another guy in that group just for a bed. So it might be, and I'm talking about the guy that Joe hit. It might be one of their group members that he had hit. because with me just really looking at it, you can see some of the other group members. And one of the group members stood out because because when Joe had hit one of the group members that was looking at him, his hands started shaking a little bit, and I was like, something is weird here, because if that was Daryl, I'm not sure if they would have really cared, because they don't really know Daryl like that. And I mean, once Joe hit that guy, one of the members in the group, his hand was just he was just shaking, and I was like, it got to be one of the members of that group if he's shaking like that, because like I say, uh if it was Daryl, I don't think he would. If it was Daryl, I don't think he would have that same reaction. So it got to be one of their group members, because I also got to remember these people have been in a group. They have had that group for a long time, so they probably got used to each other, and they probably start liking each other, and they probably had a relationship. And once Joe hit that guy, some of the group members got kind of nervous because they see what was going on. Also in this episode, you see that now, just my predicting speculations, I think Abraham, Rosita, and Eugene will split from Tara and Glenn, because you got to remember, these characters are going their own path at the end of the day. You have Abraham, you got Eugene, you got Rosita. Those three characters are headed to Washington, D.C. because Abraham really think it's secure out there. And you got Tara and you got Glenn. And also Glenn did find a sanctuary sign too. So he maybe thought that they would probably help him, lead him to some more of the old group members, or he might find Maggie. So as you can tell, these characters are going their separate ways. And you can see Glenn and Tara walking, and you can see you can see something up ahead on the railroad tracks, and that right there is a tunnel. And you know how how trains, railroad tracks have tunnels they go through sometimes. You see Tara and Glenn go into that tunnel, but once they get into it, and you can tell that it's dark because Glenn has a flashlight, and they have a whole bunch of zombies in there, and it looked like they're stuck. Maybe in that tunnel it was a drop part that the zombies had fell down to and got stuck, and maybe Glenn thought by going through there he could keep straight, but then he realizes that something is wrong in there, because usually when you have a tunnel, a train can go right through that tunnel, and they have some more tracks helping to get through. But this time you don't see no more tracks because you see zombies stuck in a hole. So something probably happened where some of the tracks got removed, and I don't know what happened, but Glenn definitely thought Glenn definitely thought that he could go through that tunnel and come, and they could come back out through the other side, but as you can tell, he couldn't because there was zombies in there. Also, if you pay attention to Glenn's clothes, you will notice that he changed his clothes. And I noticed in this promo that Eugene has on Glenn prison armor. And I think the reason why they gave Eugene that prison armor was because as I say, at this point they depended on Eugene, because Eugene is some type of hope. So so they are not going to let nothing happen to Eugene. So I'm pretty sure that Abraham probably told Glenn, or Glenn decided, well, here, take my body armor since you the hope and you know about this cure. Or Eugene probably just asked Glenn for it, but you definitely see Eugene in Glenn's prison armor. And back to Abraham part, you can see a zombie hanging out of a car, and you can see how Abraham go up to that car, and I'm assuming that he kills that zombie, because remember, Eugene had messed up their truck. He had shot the gas part, and the truck was leaking gas. So I'm pretty sure they was looking for another ride to head to Washington D.C. at this point. So I'm pretty sure he killed that zombie and he took the car, because you can see him, Rosita, you can see Eugene in the car. Like I say, once you see that scene with the three of them in that car, you can see him with the body armor on, with that armor that Glenn had on. You can see them looking at stuff. I don't know what it is, but You can definitely see them looking at something. So at this point, they're heading to Washington D.C. But something might happen that changed their mind about going to Washington D.C. I don't want to spoil nothing, but maybe something might come out about this whole Kier thing, and it might change. It might change Abraham's whole perspective about this thing, and he might stop going, or something's going to happen, because he's definitely going to meet up with Rick in the rest of the group. He's definitely going to get to meet them before it ends. So something's going to happen. Either they see somebody out there walking around, and they're looking at them, a new group, or somebody, or a new person that's going to be introduced to the series that might see them. That's the reason why they're looking out the car. Who knows? Next scene in the promo, you see a little scene. It's not that much, because it quickly fades away. But you see a scene of a walker walking towards some barbed wire, and he's stuck. And you see somebody comes up to the walker and kills him, but you don't exactly see him kill him. You see him stick a gun up to his chin or something. I don't know what he does, but my overall prediction speculations on that scene is, like I say, you do have that guy named Lynn, and you have Lynn, and you have Daryl walking around in the woods. So I'm assuming that the bandits are camping out in the woods at that moment. That's the reason. And I also think why they're camping out in that woods. They take barbed wire, and they put it around trees and stuff, like Daryl did with Beth. And it's probably Daryl's idea. He tells him about putting barbed wire around to keep the zombies away from him and protect them, and also give them a sign if the zombies are coming, because the barbed wire will stop them. But back to the scene about with him and Lynn walking around. At this point, you can see him and Lynn walking around, and you can see how Daryl is very annoyed by him, because Lynn is he's creepy. He's very creepy. And the stuff he started talking about these little girls, he started asking Daryl about what type of bitch you had before all of this. Well, what this bitch did to make you be like this. And he kind of started hinting about raping little girls. And he also gets into it with Daryl about a squirrel that he kills, and he says it's mine. And Daryl tells him, no, it ain't. And then he starts saying claimed. And he was the one saying claimed in the house about raping Michonne when he found Michonne's t-shirt. He's the one saying claim. So he was the one saying claimed. It was revealed that he'd be the one saying it, and he said he's going to say it in this episode, claimed. And pretty much claiming the girl is for him. And like I said, you can see him and Daryl have an altercation. Then when Daryl was walking out, he tells Daryl about little girls and stuff, about how they don't last long in the zombie apocalypse. You can see how Daryl pulls a knife out on him. Well, he pulls a knife. Now it's unknown if Daryl actually kills this guy. I don't think Daryl is actually going to kill him, but Daryl might make an attempt to try to kill him. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna kill him, because then I'm pretty sure they would hurt Daryl then probably. And like I say, back to that scene about the warehouse scene about them in there, I don't think it's Daryl who's going to be the one getting hit. I think Joe's going to punch somebody in the group, because like I say, Daryl hit Joe before, and for some reason Joe find Daryl very interesting, because he allowed Daryl to punch him and bust his nose, and he still didn't fight Daryl back. So let's just say if he does hit Daryl, it might be because Daryl. It might be because Daryl disagree with their rules, or it might be that Daryl kills that dude Lynn. But I highly doubt it was Daryl who they punched, because the guy who fell down, I would have, because remember Daryl keep his crossbow unless they took Daryl's crossbow away from him in that warehouse. But the guy who fell down, I ain't see no angel wings on his back, because you know Daryl has an angel wing vest. I ain't see no angel wings. The guy, like, he had on regular clothes. And like I say, Daryl has his crossbow. And I'm pretty sure if he would have punched Daryl, you would have seen Daryl's crossbow handle hanging out his back. So that's pretty much. So and you hear Abraham say tomorrow we go to the end of the line. I don't know what that means about tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's talking about going to Washington D.C. I'm pretty sure he's talking about getting a vehicle and going. Unless, like I said, he found out something about this Kier thing wasn't right, and he decides to head to the tournaments. Also to add, it's another promo of, and this ain't nothing no really promo, a really big promo. It's another promo of Tara and Abraham talking, and Abraham says he finds out that Tara is a lesbian because he say, I seen the way you look at Rosita when she was fixing you dinner, the way you was looking up her shirt and stuff. So he pretty much calls her out on it. And he also said at first he thought she loved Glenn, but then he said he realized that she was in a woman because he seen the way Tara was looking at Rosita. He pretty much says that, not too much to that promo, but it was company and it was good. But like I say, that car that we see in that warehouse, I'm pretty sure that Daryl will find some type of lead or some types of leads or signs to Beth, probably, because that's the same car I think that the car she was in when she got kidnapped in that warehouse that we seen the bandits in. So uh that's pretty much touched on everything. Hope you guys enjoyed my preview discussion. Remember to subscribe, rate, comment, and also to add this. Who knows? Glenn might find them signs that Maggie had left with the Walker blood splattered everywhere. Because I'm pretty sure the writers put that there for a reason. So he might find that. And he might find signs of Maggie. And maybe that will keep him pushing on. Who knows? Also about Rick. I forgot to touch on Rick. I don't think Rick and Michonne and Carl will play a major role in this episode. We might see Rick and his group at the end of the episode, or in the beginning of the episode, or in the middle of the episode. But I don't think we will consistently continue to see them in this episode at all. But yeah, predictions, video, subscribe, rate, comment, peace, have a blessed day.